What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another live stream. I'm going to be showing my screen and I'm going to be using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. For those that are joining us for the first time and don't know what it is that we do, we go live every morning, Monday through Friday, kind of scanning for stock as a group together. The link is down below if you're not part of our group already. We're a little bit over now 40,500 members worldwide. And the thing that we do best is we provide a free and simple platform to share best practices, share mistakes, and efforts to promote overall group growth. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right to it. We have about 3 minutes before the market opens. That's why this video is called Scanning for the Best Stocks during pre-market hours. So if you can see 1 minute and 56 seconds, I'm going to do a quick rundown on the stocks that I see potential in. Right now, this is a 3-day analysis. It looks like RTNB is actually hitting its resistance that it previously had around 345. So instead of flatlining at a resistance line like it's been doing the past couple of days, it's already looking like it's doing pretty well. So maybe we might have a pullback right as the market opens. AMD had a nice little pump, hit a resistance, kind of like it did yesterday at around 1270. Experienced a pullback as well right before the market's opening, and that's right around that 1240 support. But most likely, based on its previous trend, usually during the market open, it experiences a pretty nice pullback. So we'll see how that one ends up turning out. DCTH experiencing a pullback just like it did yesterday at market open, which is somewhat of a good sign because it offers a lot of potential if you're able to get in at a good price when it does end up bouncing. DGAS, just like we called out at the support yesterday at $24, is hitting highs of a resistance that it previously had at around $26. So it looks like that's the price range that it's going for right now during pre-market hours. It's highs of $25.75. Resistance overall at $26. Usually when it hits that resistance, it experiences a pullback. JDST right now, huge pullback all the way down to 57. So this is the one that I ended up cutting my losses on yesterday. Looks like it was doing pretty well just until a couple minutes ago. Experienced a pretty decent pullback. That means JNUG, which is the inverse ETF, should be doing pretty well. So this one's peaking out. So, it kind of comes down to you choosing on what it is that you want to focus on. Going to the scanner real quick, I have this certain scanner with certain criteria. So all I have to do is click scan. RTNB is one that pops up. Let's see, DMTX. Let's go ahead and look at that one. DMTX. Again, guys, nope. When it comes down to the stocks that we are trading, make sure that you invest in only stocks that you understand. Don't trade based on someone else's opinion, and make sure that you always have a plan when trading. So let's kind of go for it. Want to see what the team has to say. What's going on, guys? Ooh, MOMO. So one of our traders, his name's Steven. He was actually trading this specific stock, and we did a simple 5-day analysis. And what we saw was that it flatlined, right? Broke above the resistance that it previously had at $38. I told him when it came down to my breakdown for this specific stock, it broke above a resistance, which is 38. That's usually where I would set my stop loss, giving it still the margin to move around and continue trending upward, but also understanding that if it does break below 38, then you most likely want to lock in profits because then it's going to head back down to $36, which is not something that a lot of traders are going to want to ride it all the way down to. Understanding that as well, if you guys can see in this area right here, it had a previous bounce at $40, meaning that it was a previous support, which means that it's going to become a new resistance. Understanding that right now it's approaching a pre-market high of 38.70 and experience somewhat of a pullback. So let's kind of go and follow up with these stocks. RTNB is pumping right through, experienced a really nice pump right as the market opened, and just waiting for the pullback. So just made new highs. There's the pullback all the way down to, all right, 341. Not too sure if you guys saw that. That's why it's so important to lock in profits. That was 17% growth, and that's pretty sketchy because of it being able to be halted. So make sure you walk away with your profits. Make sure you lock them in. Make sure that you follow the trailing stop loss. And if you're afraid of this stock getting halted because it's been getting halted at least within the past couple of days, then make sure you do that. Oh, look at that! Look at that drop. Let's see where JDST stands. JDST bouncing at 57. That actually bounced pretty quickly. Okay, looks like it's trying to head back down. AMD actually did quite the opposite of what it is that we expected, and it didn't really pull back. If anything, it pumped right back up, and it looks like no, there it broke below 1250. But let's go back to the scans. RTNB, what the heck? Okay. Yeah, so this one's kind of flatlining. So this is a gapper, obviously, right? So this is stock that was previously trading at about $1.20. I'm sure some news came out that's somewhat relevant. Okay, so they're valuing this specific stock at $3.41 per share, and it was previously trading at $1.20. So obviously it was flatlining due to that pump or due to that news. Again, it acts as a catalyst, builds demand, and then that's a direct correlation on a price increase. But just know, there's different ways that stocks can increase with price increase. I mean, this did so much growth just during pre-market hours that now it's like hitting a ceiling or a resistance here at 325, and it's not really breaking that. So until it breaks the pre-market highs, then there's really no reason to invest in something that is seeing crazy growth, because then it's just as simple as it doesn't really show much potential right now, rather than just more potential for a downward trend, because it's such a high price right now. So I'm not too sure if that makes sense for you guys. All right. So if you guys could see, I have my scanner set up based on volume, as that's one of the most important indicators for myself. Doesn't mean that that's how you guys have to have it set up. It's just my opinion. ARCI. Again, and you could already see that the volume is starting to get a little bit lower, or it's not being as much as all the other stocks that we were looking at. So no, it just isn't showing the potential that I want it to. Headed. That's pretty nice. Resistance at $20, but we can see that the volume isn't really there. Experienced a pullback. All right. So this was a pretty decent note. And again, guys, so it did its pump during the pre-market highs, and I know this is hard to make sense of, and this is hard to take into consideration, because a lot of us, or a lot of individuals, are probably in this specific stock. Usually during the first 5 to 10 minutes, even 15 minutes, RTNB that's when it usually has its performance, has a huge pump and then sees a downward trend throughout the day, has a huge pump and sees a downward trend throughout the day. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like this 100%, but it had its huge pump, and it's most likely going to see a downward trend from this point forward, meaning that if you weren't able to catch it within the first 5 to 10 minutes, just like we talked about yesterday's live stream and the live stream before, it all comes down to taking advantage of an opportunity before everyone else can identify it. This is pretty much, this just shows that someone else took advantage of this opportunity. If you try to catch it and try to force the trade, then it might not be in your best interest to actually trade it, just due to the understanding that you're most likely going to write it down based on previous trends. So that's pretty much my breakdown, and I hope that can kind of guide you guys in the right direction. I think DCTH, based on a understanding of kind of where the stock stands within the past couple of days, is too high of a price. If anything, I like when it has these little pullbacks, because it builds these little margins of profit when it bounces. And it looks like it's trying to hold above 1145. Going to most likely experience a resistance based on its previous trend. If you guys can see right here at around 1275, so therefore from 11.5 to 11.75 shows about a 10% profit margin, which is ridiculous because that's about like 1 cent. But again, that's what you get for trading a stock less than, one, or about almost 10 cents, right? So this isn't a stock that I would trade just because it doesn't meet my criteria when it comes down to like stocks being above $1. But it doesn't mean that you guys can't. It's just up to you and investing in what you guys see value in. So okay, and again, I am swing trading AMD. I'm currently up on my current swing. It's just as of yesterday, it didn't see an upward trend, and if today it doesn't see an upward trend, then I'm going to lock in profits. But looking at the 5-day or the 10-day chart, looks like it's trending up, but very slowly. And I was planning to sell anywhere around $13, or at least put a trailing stop around there. We're right around $12.50, so it would be nice to be able to see some growth today. But we just need to make sure that we can break like the pre-market highs. So that's the alert that I'm going to set. I'm going to set an alert. I already have one when it breaks above 1260, but as well as 1270, as I know that's a pre-market high. Just to be safe as well, due to it bouncing right here and it being a support all day yesterday, I'm going to put my alert if it breaks below 1240. All right, AKS. There we go. AKS just dropped below the support that it had. Oh, mom, no, not mom. It was MOMO. It looks like it experienced some pullbacks and guys, I have a cramp. Ow. Okay, so it looks like it hit pre-market highs, which is pretty like understandable for a swing trade. So there's different approaches that people can take when it comes to swing trades. And with this specific stock, due to it bouncing at this support, due to this being a resistance and it broke above, and you wanted to give it that margin to be a swing trade. Not everyone looks at if you're day trading the specific stock, you can see pre-market highs, and once it if you're thinking about like swing trading it just for 1 or 2 days, then so be it. Being able to see that during pre-market it had a highs of 38.70, and that's almost exactly what it is that it hit. But probably majority of our traders that are trading MOMO are looking at this as a swing trade. Therefore have a better understanding that they had to give it that form of cushion for it to move around. So I still think that MOMO has potential as long as it continues to hold above $38, because that was an old resistance which now became a new support. And if it breaks that support, then it's going to see a downward trend, and that's not showing growth. So what I'm going to do is, do I not have it already? No, I'm just going to set my alert when it breaks around 38.74, which is again pre-market highs. Okay. There we go. We have Macy's again holding above $20, which is what we wanted. Seeing, if you guys could see as a swing trade, it looks like it's now above the EMA line. We have 2 green candlesticks, so this is seeing growth. Overall resistance at 21.20. So, oh man, I almost sounded like I was like 21.20. Just kidding, guys. Okay, not much potential for growth, but it definitely shows signs of upward momentum. And for those that are just thinking about potentially swing trading or day trading and want to focus on a stock that sees very low risk, I don't want to say that this is going to be your stock, but if it makes sense to you guys and you guys want to get in at a quick in and out, this is one that I would consider, just because it is showing signs of upward momentum as a swing. It's holding above EMA. It still comes down to the importance of you setting up a plan on understanding where's the support, where's the resistance, where to cut your losses and stuff like that. So making sure that you're managing your risk and keeping all that into consideration. So, but yeah, definitely. What the heck? Are you serious? That had a huge pump. I can't even imagine right now. Wow. Do you guys see how large of a drop this thing just had? So again, JDST. That's hilarious. All right, so I'm up on JDST, and crud, that thing dropped so high, or so quickly. All right, DGAS hitting its resistance. Rad, waiting for the drop below 223. SQ, based on previous trends, has a support here at 2440, but can continue trending back down here in our NAKE. So that's good. JDST. Okay. All right. I'm going to let my little sister know. My little sister was swinging JDST. And it's back at the price that we bought it at. Okay. That was different. I haven't seen JDST do that in a while. Yeah, it hasn't. Oh, there we go again. AMD showing signs of downward trend, breaking the support. There it goes. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I just sold JDST. Sweet. Okay, looks like a couple of you guys are asking for. Give me one quick second, guys. I'm gonna put. It looks like it experienced a resistance here. So XXI. We talked about this one yesterday in our live stream. I'm gonna break it down as a on a 10-minute chart or a 10-day chart. What I called out. Yeah. So it's showing growth based on previous trends. Like it still has some margin to make up. Therefore, right now it was sitting at like 230. Therefore, from highs of like 280, it still showed a lot of potential. But based on where it usually trades at and based on where it usually bounces at, it was showing a downward trend until it bounced up $2. So that was solid. But now it's hitting somewhat of a resistance that it's been experiencing within the past couple of days, and that's about 230. Almost peaked out there and couldn't hold above it, and then during pre-market hours peaked out there and has now seen a downward trend. So within the past 3 days, every time that it hits this resistance, it sees a downward trend. So really, as a day trade, I don't see this one for the rest of the day to see much potential until we can, break and hold above 230. So that's going to be a critical point for me. Until it could actually break and hold above 230, then, when it comes down to understanding if I see potential in this specific stock, not really. So that's really my breakdown on that specific trade. Let's go ahead and for those that are asking how I have my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform set up, how I link everything together, and how I have everything set up, guys, I do again, I've made a video about it. I talk about it every single time, and it's the video that I made of how to use TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. So I'd suggest for you to watch that within my helpful videos. And I do have a series of helpful videos that answer a bunch of frequently asked questions on how much money, how to day trade penny stocks, what is Robinhood Instant, 3 steps to build your watch list, every single thing, the complete rundown on my approach when it comes down to investing in the stock market and showing and explaining to my little sister in detail, right, a complete newbie on how to on how I day trade. 2 steps to grow your account, $1,000 how to invest it, identify potential, $1,000 challenge. So there's just a bunch of videos that I've made, over 400. So if you guys, before answering or asking any of those very common questions, please just search it on Google or search it on YouTube. And then if you still can't find it, then we're here to help you out. All right, so it looks like it bounced, so that's pretty good. And this is what I talked about for AMD yesterday. Talking about that AMD is now one to bounce at the solid support. So if I, because I'm in right now, would I have set my stop loss, understanding that 1240 is the support? Would I have set my stop loss at 1239? No, because I know that AMD doesn't bounce at exact supports, but more at percentages. Therefore, I understand that 1240 is a support. So I'll give it a 1%, margin right there to be able to cut my losses or something like that, or lock in profits. So, but again, I want to give AMD the cushion for it to move around. And if I can sell, during around where pre-market highs were at, 1270, then I'll lock in profits there, or at least I'll put a stop loss. And it's still trending up, so nice. It looks like it's kind of hitting the ceiling again at around, what is that, 21? We need to break above 40. Okay, 54.40. So, and there we go. JDST trending above. It's holding above 58.50, which is a pre-market support. So do you guys see that? Before it had this huge drop that it had during pre-market hours. Oh, that's good. It's, I guess, my gardeners. It had a support during 58.48. So that's really just it, guys. It's starting to trend back up. If anything, I'm going to follow with a stop loss once it breaks above 59.50 just to lock in profits for my specific trade on JDST. I sent out the message or the alert to my little sister because she's also taking a position on JDST. She has 2 green trades for the for her life as a day trader. So if you guys don't know, my little sister's like 17 and pretty much just trying to expose her to the opportunity that the market offers. She thinks it's fun. On her first trade, she did day trade on DCTH and she made 3.5%. Very small trade on her behalf. But then she's taking a trade or a position on JDST. So right now she was currently up, but she was currently down due to a drop into lows of 57. So if she's in the green, then she'll lock in profits and move on from there. But if she has to cut losses, then she has to cut losses. But we're making sure that we're managing that and keeping them small. So if you guys have any questions, you guys know how to reach out to me. I am going to be going right now. So we're going to be trying it for the first time. So for about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be going live within the Discord, the TechBud Solutions Discord voice channels, and just talking about what we're trading, talking about what we see value in. So it was really fun being able to do that yesterday, and it was just kind of our team, right? So I mean, I love this whole YouTube thing, but it's really cool just being able to interact. I just noticed that it says how to scan for the best stocks, prime market hours. Okay, so I'll have to change that. But thank you guys again for everything. Thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful on kind of how I scan for stocks, the filter options that I have to scan for stocks, how I break them down, and how I see potential. Again, this is just me sharing my whole thought process. In no way is this for you to trade any stock that you don't understand. Like always, we always say you should be focusing on 3 rules. Understand what you are investing in, and if you don't understand it, then don't trade it. Always manage your risk when it comes to day trading, making sure that you know where you're buying, where you're selling, and where you're going to be cutting your losses. If you don't understand the importance of that, then you should take a step back before investing even $1 into the stock market. And always, don't trade in what you don't understand, and making sure that you invest in what you see value in. So just like every other market, like if I tell you, like my McLaren or my Z06, hey, I'll sell it to you for, $200,000. Not either one of those cars are worth $200,000, individually. Therefore, why would I sell it to you? Why would you buy it for $200,000 when the value isn't $200,000 for an individual car? Just like these stocks, how do you know that it's a good buy if you don't know how to identify potential? If you don't, just work hard, dedicate time, and all this. If you guys have seen my videos of the 2 members that we have within our group, I'm going to try to upload 2 or 3 every single week, just talking about our members' success rate and stuff like that. We have had so many members do so well. Okay, guys, JDST is picking up, and I'm gonna have to end it there. Thank you guys again. But I'm gonna try to upload more videos on because not just my style of trading is going to be what's going to be attractive for the group as a whole, but I want to hear their whole testimonials, what has led to their success, in effort to expose you guys to more best practices and more mistakes they made as their unique style of trading, and hope that can kind of develop your unique style of trading. Like always, guys, continue working hard, continue following your dreams, and let your passion be what drives your success. Appreciate it, guys. Again, these shirts are going to be available for pre-order today at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Sergio will be taking over my live stream and letting you guys know and providing you guys with the link so you guys can put your information for the pre-order, and we'll keep you guys up to date. There might be a slight change on the actual t-shirt. And just we received so much feedback of people, and let me know in the comments or in the live stream what you guys think, because this is a scallop tee and because it's such slim fit for the mass scale of the 40,000 members that we have within our group. Realistically, a lot of people aren't going to want this specific design, and for our first t-shirt launch, we might actually just go Kind of like if you guys know my Turo t-shirt, which is still a nice fabric, but it's just like a regular tee, and it's still like, good material. Kind of focusing on that specific material just so we can provide value for the masses. Does that make sense? So let me know what you guys think, and we'll be sure to incorporate that. So we're not going to collect any money today. All we want is your email and just your names, just so we can reach out to you once we do have the inventory in stock. So appreciate everything that you guys do. We will have a limited quantity for our first launch. So just let us know. Thank you guys again. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on the green note. Take care, team.